Hey guys, this is Steve. In this video, we're going to go over how to create custom store page templates in your Web2Ink website. This is a little bit more of an advanced tutorial, so this might be a little bit longer than our normal videos, but this is some really cool stuff. So let's jump to the admin of this website. This is one of our sample sites, so let's jump to the admin and take a look. Okay, so when you get to the admin, you're going to land on the dashboard. And for now, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go to Save Designs, Custom Stores. And these are the stores that are on this website. So I'm just going to go to Click to Show Store Page. And I'm going to open a store page and kind of show you what we're looking at right quick. So this is a store page and this is a template. So this template has a logo, it has some welcome text, it has a neat little fly out cart here, it's got a banner, it's got a close date, it's got your categories, and then your products. So this is one page template that we're looking at here. This is a store homepage template. So if I click here on t-shirts, this is a store category template. And then if I click on a product, this is a store product page template. So every store that you make for your customers or that they make themselves is going to be is going to display on these page templates. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to adjust these templates or how to create new templates. So let's jump back to the admin and get started. Okay, so I'm just going to go to the dashboard. And what we're going to do to create a page template is we're going to go to Pages. Right here, we're going to click on Add New. But before we create a new page template, let me show you the existing ones. So the existing ones are Store Home 1, Store Cat 1, and Store Pro 1. And this is short for category and for product. So let's take a look at Store Home 1. Whenever you want to adjust or create a new store page, you're going to do it with the Elementor page builder. So you don't really ever need to hit edit or quick edit. Pretty much you're always going to hit edit with Elementor. So let's take a look. And one thing to keep in mind is this is not going to look anything like the website, because basically you're creating a template. You're not creating a static page. You're creating a page that the data and the logos and the text and all the products and all the elements that are on that page are going to be added dynamically, either by you during the creation of a store or by your customers if they're creating a store. So let's I'm going to kind of go back and forth just a little bit. So this is the page template that is used on this store page. So you can see it's almost unidentifiable as the same thing. But when you're creating the store templates, it requires a little bit of foresight and, being able to know, okay, if I put this here and I set it up this way, it's going to display this way. So let's I'm going to hit this little button here, and that'll bring back the Elementor page builder tools. So let's get started. Right here on this top piece, we have a 3-column section. So when I click, these are the editing handles right here. You have add a section, edit this section, duplicate this section, or delete this section. So say in this instance, if I were just to delete this section altogether, and then I were to update the template, now we can go back to the store and I'll update this page. You can see the header is completely gone now. So there's no logo, there's no welcome text, and there's no little fly out button for your shopping cart. So let's go back to the Elementor page builder, and I'm going to add a new section, and we're just going to rebuild that header right quick. So I'm going to click add section. Right here I'm going to click add new section, and before we had a 3-column section, so we're just going to choose the same thing. Now as you can see, these columns are ending right here. So this is a boxed layout. The way we had it before was a full width layout, and that can be adjusted over here. Just for this, let's go ahead and keep it at boxed so you can see what the difference is. Now when you want to add elements, you can add static elements and you can add dynamically generated elements. So say for example, I'm going to click on this little grid icon on the top, and this is going to bring up all of the tools, and I'm going to add a static element. So I'm going to add a menu cart. I'm just going to click this and drag it into that last column. When you see that blue line inside the column, that's when you know you've got it in the right place. You can just let go. So now we've got this here. If you want to do any edits on this particular item, you're going to go to this little corner right here. These are the editing handles for this particular item. So I'm going to click on Edit Menu Cart, and let's just give this a justification to the right side. Alright, so in the middle here, let's add a dynamic element. So what we're going to do there, we're going to go back to this grid, and we are going to look for short code. We're going to drop that short code in there. And then from right here where this short code is, you can paste in the Web2Ink shortcodes, which I'll show you where all those are located in just a little bit. But for now, let's do it a little bit differently. I apologize, I got a little bit ahead of myself there. So I'm going to delete this section, and I'm just going to hover over here. These editing handles will come out, and I'm just going to click delete. So in here, let's add a text editor. Okay, you're going to get the goofy little text that shows up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to click on this little button here that says Dynamic Tags. And what you're going to look for in here is you're going to look for Web2Ink options. So I'm going to click on Web2Ink section. That's going to bring this up. You just want to click in this field, and then you can choose your selection. So these are all of the components that are used to create a store page. So right now, right here, I'm going to look for the welcome message. So let's look for store welcome text. I'm going to select that. It's in there. I'm going to click on update. So you're not going to see any changes because this is all happening dynamically. And let's go to this third section. And I'm going to add an image. So right here is where you're going to add the image. Again, we're going to click on this little section that says Dynamic Tags. And we're going to go to Web2Ink image. We're going to click within this field again. and we're going to choose. So this is going to be the store logo URL. I'm going to select that. We're going to click on update, and now we've added those three components back in to this header section. So let's go back to the store. We can see how this is currently, and I'll refresh it. Oh, whoops, sorry, I forgot to scroll up. Okay, so you can see we've got our logo here, we've got this text here, and we've got that here, the cart. So this looks good, this looks fine, this looks a little bit off center. So let's go back to Elementor, we'll select this, let's go to style and just put it in the middle. We'll update. We'll go back to the store, refresh again, and we'll see there now it's in the middle. But this also looks like it's up a little bit too high. So let's go back to Elementor. In this instance, I'm going to grab the column. So right here is the object that's in the column. Right here is the column itself. I'm going to hit Edit Column, and it's going to say vertical align. I'm going to put this to middle. In fact, I'm going to do that right click on all of them. Middle and middle. So you'll see that everything is centered horizontally, and this one, let me see here, we'll make sure that this is justified to the left, and we'll update this. So even though you can't see the real graphics that are going to be on the stores, if you're careful and you make sure that everything is set in the appropriate spot, everything should come out great. So we'll go back to the store, I'll refresh. Now we can see everything is looking perfect. This has even spacing, this has even spacing and even spacing. This is justified to the right side, this is justified to the left, and this is in the middle. Okay, so let's go back. And let's say we just want to make this a full width layout. We can click on Edit This Section and go full width again. We'll update it. Go back here, do a quick refresh. And you can see now we've got that same full width layout that we originally had. So let's talk about some of these other sections here. So this is basically just one big image. This is a banner. So right here, if I click on Edit the Section, we can see it's full width and it's set to stretch. So what stretching means is that this is going to go all the way to the edge of the page. And then if we click on the item, this is the section, this is the column, and this is the actual item that's in that section and in the column. So if I click on Edit Image, we can go here, we can see this is a Web2Ink image, and this is the store banner URL. So if I wanted to get rid of this, I could just delete the whole section, or I could delete the image, and that would get rid of it. So we'll scroll down just a little bit. And on this particular store, we have a close date. So we have this information here. If we wanted to get rid of that, we could just delete that whole section and do an update. We can come back here, do a refresh, and you can see that section is totally gone. So everything that you're going to see on this page is in here, in a column, in a section, and it's an object that's been dropped in here. So say, for example, this little divider line, you see it right here. You also see it right here on this page. So say if we wanted to adjust that, we could just select this. And let's say we wanted to make it a little bit wider. we could, or if we wanted to change the style of it, we could make it a little bit thicker. Or maybe we want to change the color. So each time you make a change, you can click Update, which will save it. Then you just go back to your site and do a quick refresh, and you can see the changes. So whenever I'm working on a store template page, I like to have Elementor open in one tab and the actual store page open in another tab, so I can kind of check my work as we go. So let's look at a couple more things. This whole section right here these are all of the products. So, or this whole, I should call this an object, because this is the section that has two columns. We have this one column here and this column here. Within this column, we have an item, which is a short code, and we've set that up with the Web2Ink section, which is design thumbnails. So you'll have to familiarize yourself with exactly what each short code is, and what's going to display when you put that in there. So some of this, like for example, this word here, categories, this is just a static item. This is not dynamically created. All of this is dynamically created based on what categories you or your customer make. So again, this object is a short code, and it's the Web2Ink store category tree. So I'm going to go ahead and change this back right quick. We'll make it a little bit thinner, and we'll make it kind of that light gray again. Little bit thinner. We'll make it a little bit lighter. There we go. I'll just update that. And now let's jump to another one of the template pages, because remember, each template is 3 pages: home page, category page, and product page. And there's different short codes for the functionalities that kind of belong on each page. So let's get out of here. One cool thing that you can do, instead of going back to the dashboard and going to the other page, is you can use this tool called Finder, and then I can just type in, we want to look at the store categories. So there it is, store cat 1. Okay, so you can see this is the category page. It's a little bit different. It doesn't have a big giant banner on it, but it's got the same logo, the same welcome text, and the same shopping cart. So this page is this page right here. So you can see how this logo is all the way to the left. And then we go here and it's not. So that's a little strange. I don't like that. We'll go ahead and correct that issue. So let's start with this top section. I'm just going to click on Edit Section. And this is full width and it's stretched. So let's see where this is justified. I'm going to justify this to the left. And let's take a look at the store page. I haven't refreshed it. Okay, so that's all the way over here where it should be. This looks a little off center, and that's definitely not right. Okay, so we've changed this. Let's take a look here. We'll kind of shorten that column just a bit. And we'll make sure that this is, yep, that's in the center. Whoop. That's in the center, and then this one we justified to the left, so let's go ahead and update this. Okay, so as you can see, we got the logo where we want. Everything is nicely centered. The rest of the category page looks fine. So let's jump back to Elementor and I'll explain a couple of other things on this page. So everything on this page, with a few exceptions, is dynamically generated. This is dynamically generated. This is all of this. All of this is. The only thing that's not is the background of this column, which is this tan block and the word categories. So that's static information. So a lot of the times when you're building a page template, you're going to be combining static elements with dynamic elements that are going to change based on the values you or your customer put in. So we got this page to look right. Let's go ahead and take a look at the last page right quick. So we'll go up here to the Elementor menu. We'll go to Finder, and we'll just start to type in Store. So there we go, Store Pro 1, which is short for Store Product 1. We can click on that, and Elementor will load up the product page. So we've got the same type of header, the one that we were just doing those adjustments to. And then down here, this remains the same, so that when your customers are on an actual product page, they're going to see a nice big image of the product. They're going to have the product name, descriptions, and just some other information, and then they'll have the ability to pick all their sizes and add them to the cart. And then there will also be a product description down here. So these are all dynamically generated pieces of content. The only thing on here that's not is this box and the word categories. So let's go back to this product page in Elementor and make a few adjustments and see how it looks. So as you can see here, this is another short code, one of the Web2Ink short codes. This is the short code for design image box. So this is the design image. This is the box with the add to cart form. And let's say, for example, that we want to move some stuff around. So let's say that we want this product description to be above the add to cart section. So we can go in here and just grab stuff and move it around however we see fit. So I might drag this up here. Let's go ahead and save that. And we'll go back and take a look. So we can see the way that it is now. Let's go ahead and refresh it. And so now you can see that the layout has changed. We've got the name, the optional description that you or the customer will put in, and then the actual product information, which is usually supplied by the manufacturer or the distributor. And then our add to cart information has moved down appropriately because we put some content on top of it. So that's it for this page. Let's go back to Elementor right quick. Take a look at this. Everything looks great. It's already been updated. So now let's go through and make an entirely new set of store templates. So we're going to make a home page, a category page, and a product page. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave Elementor by clicking on the menu and going to Exit to Dashboard. One other thing to keep in mind is that our sites come with Elementor Pro, which is an incredible page builder, but it is also very popular. And the nice thing about that is you can go on YouTube or on Google and type in Elementor tutorials or how do I do this in Elementor, and you're just going to get a ton of videos and a ton of diagrams and infographics and explanations on how to use Elementor. This is a pretty unique way of using it, but it is a great program, and there's a ton of information on it. So let's go to Pages. I'm just going to click Add New, and let's call this Store Home-2. And this is a very important part right here. When you're choosing the page attributes, from this section right here where it says Template, you want to always choose Elementor Canvas. And what that is basically an entirely blank page. So if you were to choose Elementor Full Width, that's going to include your header and your footer, which I'll show you what I'm talking about real quick. That's going to include your header, which is up here, and your footer, which is down here. So you might not want this to show up on people's stores. You know, if you want the store to be more branded, you know, to maybe to match their website or to match their team or company's feel, I would always suggest going with Elementor Canvas. That gives you a nice, totally blank canvas to work on. So we'll just hit Publish. I'm going to hit Edit with Elementor. And here we are. You can see the footer right here. This is your website's footer. This will not show up on your actual store pages. So you can just disregard that. And let's just build out a store template. So I'm going to start with, let's do a 2-column section for our header this time. And let's keep it at a boxed width. So I'm going to toss in an image, and then I'm going to toss in a menu cart. I'm going to go to the columns and make sure that both of these are in the middle. And I'm going to justify one to the right and one to the left. Okay, go ahead and update. We're not even going to take a look at it yet. So let me add another section here. Let's do a banner here again. Let's make it a full width banner, and let's stretch it. Let's drop in an image. Oh, let me go up to this top image, make sure I did the right thing here. I'm going to choose Dynamic, Web2Ink image, and this is going to be Web2Ink logo URL. Save that in there. And oh, we've got a boxed width, so let's keep this a box width too. We'll just call that, we'll say boxed, turn off the stretch, and we'll go to this element here. We'll go to Dynamic, Web2Ink image, and let's choose a store banner URL. So that will be the store banner. Save my work. Then let's add another 2-column section. Okay, let's do this about like that. So we have a nice section right here for some navigation and a nice section right here for some products. So let's drop in, we're going to drop in a shortcode. And then again, we're going to click on this little dynamic tag, and we're going to scroll down to Web2Ink options, and let's choose store category tree. So that's going to, this is kind of sample text. But whenever someone creates a category, this is going to be where it shows up. And then right here, we're going to put the product. So this is a really similar layout to what we already have, but this is going to be not a full width page. And we're going to make some other cool changes too. Let's see here. So let's drop in a short code here. And I'm going to go back to dynamic, Web2Ink. And from here, let's choose design. No, I think that is design thumbnails. There we go. Perfect. So we've got that all set. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Now that I've saved that, I'm going to kind of take a little bit of a shortcut here. And I'm going to go up to this section right here. And I'm going to hover over the edit section template, or the edit section part of the handles. And I'm going to right click on it. And I'm going to say save as template. That way I don't have to remake the same header on all three of these pages. So we'll say store-to-header. And we'll save that. So that's just saved into my little library of templates, which as you start to make a lot of stores, this can really speed things up. Okay, so I've got that saved. This page is saved. Let's get out of here. We'll go exit to dashboard. Okay, so this is the page. I'm just going to click on add new again. And let's do store cat 2. Again, Elementor canvas. I'm going to publish it. And I'm going to edit it with Elementor. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to put in, the first thing I'm going to do is put in the template that I just made. So instead of just adding a section, I'm going to go to this little folder icon and I'm going to add a template. Right here I'm going to choose my templates. I'm going to go to store to header. I'm going to click on insert, and then this is important, always click no. And then bam, you can see we have that same header layout now. So instead of just having to rebuild that, this will save you, this will save you a few minutes. Then you don't have to worry about getting the settings exactly right. On the store that I was previously showing you, I did not create this template, which is one reason that we had a different looking header from our home to our category page. Okay, so let's go here and we'll just add another section. We'll do the same thing we did before. Oops, learn how to spell. And we'll just drop in some short codes here. This is going to be the same exact thing. We're going to keep the navigation how we had it. It's always good to have navigation very clear on your store pages. If someone's looking at a coffee mug and they decide that they want to get a t-shirt instead, don't make them go back to the home page and re-navigate. Just let them go from one product, choose a different category, and be on their way. Okay, so let's throw in another short code here. And we're going to choose the dynamic Web2Ink section. And this section we're going to look for store category name. So this is going to be the name of the store category. So let's add in one more short code. If you make a lot of the If you make a lot of custom store templates, you'll get really used to working with the shortcodes. We'll go back to dynamic again. And let's go to category. Design thumbnails. I don't think that's right. Well, there's only one way to find out. All right, let's update that. So we've got that set up. Okay, so now we've got 2 of the 3 pages made. Let's go back to Elementor, or let's go back to our pages, and we're going to click one more, add new, store pro-2 for store products 2, Elementor canvas, publish, edit with Elementor. Okay, again, we'll just grab that template right quick, drop it in there. Then we'll go ahead and this time we'll add let's add a 3-section or 3-column section here. Okay, we're going to go to shortcode. Okay, I'll drop that in here. We'll go back to shortcode, we'll drop one in there. Go back to shortcode, drop one in there. Okay, let's start with this one. We're going to use the same navigation, which is the store category tree. Let's make that a little bit more narrow. Make that a little bit narrow. We'll go to this one. Web2Ink. Design title. And then what you can also do if you don't want to type in shortcode here is you can just take these and duplicate them a bunch of times. And then just drag it, drop it wherever you want it. Okay, so this is going to be, I've got the title, now I just want to show the actual products. So design title, nope, design image box, there we go. So that's going to be the image that has that's going to be where the actual product images are. And what do we want to put here? Let's do maybe product description. Design description, perfect. And right here, let's just throw in the add to cart tools, and we'll call this done. Then we'll check and see how it looks on the front end, see how wildly crazy it is. Okay, what do I want here? I want add to cart stuff, close date, blah 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 blah. Design cart form, there we go. Alright, I'm going to update this. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard. Okay, so this part is where you might need a pen and paper. So right here in this URL, ooh, you might not be able to see this with the screen share. Let me stop the video for just a minute, and I'm going to change the size of the recording so that it includes my URL field, and I can show you guys where you need to grab this number from right quick. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay guys, so I'm back. What we're going to do, let me show you exactly what information you need to grab. So let's I just clicked on the pages. You can see that these are all the pages on this site. So I'm going to go to Store Home 2. I'm going to click on Edit. Now right up here in this URL, you can see these four numbers, 6805. So just write that down, 6805. That is the home template. And let's go back to Pages. Let's see here, Store Home 2. We need Store Cat 2. Store Cat 2. That is going to be 6814. And let's go back one more time and go to Store Pro 2. Store Pro 2 is 6817. 6817. So I just made a note of those. Okay, so now let's take the next step. So now we've created that store template. Now we want to look at it with an actual store that's going to populate all the data that we're going to need, to actually see if we made a good template or not. So I'm going to go to Save Designs, Custom Stores, and I'm just going to choose a store here. Let's say Steve's Super Cool Store. And right here, you're just going to put in those numbers, 6805. The category was 6814. And the products were 6817. I'm going to submit that change. So now this store page should match the templates that we just created. I just opened it in another tab, so fingers crossed. Let's take a look. Okay, looks pretty normal. We have more of a boxed layout this time. We've got our logo up here. We've got our cart flyout right there. We have a boxed section here for our banner. We've got our category tree. We've got all our products here. Let's check the category page. Category page looks normal. And let's check the product page. Product page looks totally normal. Okay, let's jump back to the admin and back into Elementor and make a couple of other little tweaks. Let's see here. Okay, so we're on the category page. Let's just jump to the store home page. So I'm looking for Store Home 2, the home page for this store. Take a quick gander. This is what we've designed. This is the layout that we've created. As you learn more about Elementor, you're going to realize there's so many options and so much stuff that you can do. I mean, this video could be 2 weeks long and I wouldn't even cover half of it. So let's just kind of customize this a little bit more and take a look at it. I'm just going to go to this top section and I'm going to add a background color. Let's see here. Let's take a quick peek. Maybe let's do like a nice dark gray. I'll update that. Take a quick gander. So now you can see we've got kind of a full background, a full color background up here. We might want to make some adjustments. It doesn't flow that great with that logo, so let's just lighten it up just a little bit. We'll just use the transparency slider down here, or you can simply just pick a lighter color. But for now, we'll just use this little slider. And right here, I kind of don't like how this is not filled in. So let's select this menu cart. We'll go to Style, and we'll choose background color. Let's just make that white. That way it'll always kind of stick out a little bit more, and let's make the text color black. Okay. We'll go ahead and update that. Take a quick gander. Much better. Okay, that looks fantastic. Okay, we'll jump back to Elementor. So right here, this little section right here is actually this entire banner. So let's give that, I'll click on that section, and in style, I'm going to go to background. Right here, these are the background options. So classic background means that you can assign a color or an image. A gradient is exactly that. It's just a gradient. A video is a video. So say if you wanted a video to be playing here, you could certainly do that. One nice thing about being able to create these customized store templates is if you have a corporate customer who insists that their store has to match the look and feel of their existing website, you're able to do it. You know, you might not be able to match it 100% perfect, but you can get the layout and the colors right, and you should be able to get it to where, you know, if someone's on their website and then they go to the store, they're not shocked at the change. So let's continue with what I was doing. I'm going to change the background of this section, which is the section with the banner in it. I'm just going to click Classic. Let's go ahead and we'll put in like a space looking section. I'll click Update. We'll go back, take a look at it. Okay, so now we've got a kind of a space theme background. Let's say I want to carry that background throughout the rest of this page. I'm going to go back to Elementor. I'm going to click on this section, background. I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to select that space picture. But now let's update it and take a look at it. But I think this is going to look kind of crappy. Do a refresh. Yeah, so this doesn't look too hot. You know, there's some text up here that might not be all that easy to read. This text is not that easy to read. I mean, you could always change this to white. Let's see if we can go back and make another quick change or two. Let's see. Advanced background. Let's see if I can even adjust this. There we go. So let's say we want to make this another light gray background. No, we don't want to adjust the transparency. Let's just give this a nice white background. Let's do the same thing right here. Let's go to Advanced and to Background, Classic, and we'll choose white. And let's see if we can soften up the border a little bit. There we go. We'll give it a little bit of a border radius so it doesn't look quite so sharp. And maybe we'll do the same thing over here. And we'll give that 5 pixels. Update that. So now we can go back to our store and refresh. There we go. That looks a little bit better. Still an incredibly ugly web page, but you see how we can control all of these aspects and really make this web page look really however we want. We'll go back here. I'm going to actually save this template so that I can use it on people's websites and share it with people. So I'm just going to get rid of these silly space backgrounds right quick. I'll leave that gray background. That was kind of cool. So that's an overview of how you can create customized store templates for your Web2Ink website. Keep in mind your Web2Ink website will come with a few store templates when you first launch, but it's really nice to be able to make store pages that are going to match your customers' existing branding. So with that said, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out, and thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.